First time I saw him on a cold, wet winter's day, he kicked some cans and clasped his hands like he's about to pray. And from that moment I saw him and he smiled back at me. I knew we'd be the best of friends, that hobo man and me. I called him George, although I never really knew his name. From the medal that he wore, that was his unassuming fame. He saw the insect chain I wore that shone and caught his eye, and from that moment on he always called me Dragonfly, and he'd say, "Fly high, dragonfly, whatever life may bring, you must rise above the stormy sky and glide across the wind." And through that spring I told him things I thought I never would. All about my troubled life, he said. He understood. I never heard him once complain, and I never saw him frown. He just smiled at me and tell me not to let life get me down. And he'd say, "Fly high, dragonfly, whatever life may bring, you must rise above the stormy sky and glide across the wind." Through the glorious summer days, he taught me to be strong. He said that bullies never win, and what they do is wrong. Let hurtful words pass through you, ignore the things they do. Just think about these words I say, and they will see you through. Fly high, dragonfly, whatever life may bring, you must rise above the stormy sky and glide across the wind. He sat amongst the autumn leaves, his back against the wall. Most people passing by him never saw him there at all. How could they know the sacrifice this local hero made? My friend reduced to live like this, a man so proud and brave. Through the winter blizzard I looked to see him there. The thought of him so cold and damp was more than I could bear. I found him on the frozen ground. I knelt and held his head. He smiled at me before he died, and this is what he said. Fly high, dragonfly, whatever life may bring, you must rise above the stormy sky and glide across the wind. That was many years ago. I've children of my own. I heard my daughter late last night crying on the phone. I saw a ghostly figure appear beside my bed. Before he slowly faded, he smiled at me and said, "Remember, fly high, dragonfly, whatever life may bring, you must rise above the stormy sky and glide across the wind." God bless George.